Journey into the heart of history where a legendary tale unravels, revealing the roots of Wing Chun Kung Fu. Our exploration commences in the core of ancient China, securely enveloped by the hallowed enclosures of the Shaolin Temple. Here, a Buddhist nun named Eng Mui is believed to have conceived a form of martial art that would later inspire the phenomenon known as Wing Chun Kung Fu. As one of the esteemed 5 elders who endured the devastation of the Shaolin Temple, Eng Mui was an unmatched Kung Fu sage. Her proficiency and wisdom laid the groundwork for this innovative martial art. Now the narrative takes an enigmatic shift. Enter Yim Wing Chun, a young woman who was being coerced into marriage by a local tyrant. In a surprising twist of fate, Yim Wing Chun intersected lives with Eng Mui, who sympathized with her circumstances. Recognizing the need for Yim Wing Chun to protect herself, Eng Mui resolved to impart her this distinctive form of Kung Fu. The charm of this martial art is in its framework for close-quarters combat. It underscores the application of technique over raw power, making it a fitting form of self-defense, regardless of the practitioner's physical stature. As per Bruce Lee's philosophy, Wing Chun Kung Fu concentrates on balance, structure, and fluidity of movement, enabling the practitioner redirect an opponent's energy against them. The term Wing Chun bears profound symbolism. It translates to spring chant or eternal spring, mirroring the art's tenets of flexibility and resilience. Legend narrates that Yim Wing Chun exploited her newfound prowess to vanquish the tyrant, securing her freedom. Henceforth, this art was transmitted through generations, bearing her name as an homage. The Chronicle of Wing Chun Kung Fu is an amalgamation of history, myth, and martial arts. It is a narrative of self-empowerment, a tribute to the human spirit's tenacity and the ascendancy of wisdom over brute force. This tale, shrouded in enigma, forms the basis for the martial art we embrace as Wing Chun. Follow the path of water, the path of Wing Chun, as it began to take form in the hands of its pioneering practitioners. This martial art, born from necessity and entrenched in legend, evolved with every master that embraced it. The early days of Wing Chun Kung Fu saw the establishment of principles of economy of motion and simultaneous attack and defense. These principles, much like water taking the shape of its container, guided the development of the style, with emphasis on efficiency and practicality. The philosophy wasn't to clash force with force, but to utilize the opponent's energy against them, to attack and defend in one fluid motion. This was a significant deviation from the elaborate and ornate movements of traditional martial of that era. The evolution of Wing Chun begins with a woman, Yim Wing Chun. Her name, translating to forever springtime, would become deeply associated with this distinct martial art. Yim Wing Chun, trained by a Shaolin nun, learned this style designed to transcend physical constraints, making it effective irrespective of a practitioner's size or strength. The knowledge then passed on to her husband, Leung Bok Lao, marking the commencement of a lineage of masters who would shape and refine Wing Chun. A salt merchant by profession and a martial artist in spirit, Leung Bok Lao, much like Bruce Lee, dedicated his life to mastering and enhancing the style. The mantle was then passed to Wong Wabo, a member of the Red Boat Opera, which traveled across China. Amid the chaos and drama of the opera, Wing Chun began incorporating elements of performance and theater, adding another stratum of depth to the style. Finally, the mantle was handed over to Leung Lan Kwai. Little is known about this elusive figure, but his influence is incontrovertible. He was instrumental in refining the style, stripping it down to its bare essentials, making it even more efficient and practical, much like Bruce Lee's "Be water, my friend" philosophy. This lineage of masters carried the energy of Wing Chun, refining it into the form we acknowledge today. These masters, through their dedication and innovation, transformed Wing Chun into a martial art that harmonizes the mind and the body, just like Bruce Lee envisioned. As the 20th century dawned, Wing Chun Kung Fu found its place in the limelight, kindled by remarkable individuals and profound principles. This era saw a blossoming of the martial arts teaching and practice, shaped by the wisdom of Grandmaster Yip Man. The teachings of Yip Man didn't merely mold martial arts skills, but they illuminated the path that would intertwine with the philosophy of life. During the 20th century, Wing Chun's principles and techniques were showcased on a larger stage, capturing the attention of audiences worldwide. Its fluid, dance-like movements and lightning-quick strikes showcased the effectiveness and strength of this martial art. The demonstration of these techniques was a testament to Wing Chun's potential and sparked curiosity far beyond China's borders. The spread of Wing Chun to the shores of Western countries was a defining moment in martial history. This, a time when the West was beginning to appreciate Eastern wisdom, and Wing Chun served as a pioneering force in this cultural exchange. It was introduced not just as a form of self-defense, but also as a philosophy rooted in water-like tenets. The principles of simplicity, directness, and economy of movement that are inherent in Wing Chun resonated with many in the West. The 20th century marked a renaissance for Wing Chun, challenging the belief that victory was solely determined by strength and using an opponent's energy against them. This shift in martial arts perception welcomed open minds. The dawning of the 20th century marked a fresh chapter for Wing Chun, principles reverberating in dojos and training halls worldwide. The transformation from a relatively unknown martial art from the southern Chinese province of Guangdong into a global phenomenon during this era epitomizes the timeless appeal and relevance of Wing Chun Kung Fu. In the heartbeat of yore echoes the melody of Wing Chun's antiquity, shaping its current incarnation. The spirit of Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, born of Wing Chun Kung Fu, reverberates globally, transcending cultural barriers. Its popularity has surged, spilling into an international phenomenon. Bruce Lee's style isn't merely a martial discipline, but a spectacle in films and media. Blockbuster films, compelling TV narratives, and interactive games have all shared Bruce Lee's wisdom worldwide. These renditions catapulted this martial art, sparking the curiosity of millions and inspiring new disciples. As Jeet Kune Do navigates modern waters, it must remain rooted in its foundational. The codes of formlessness, adaptability, and efficiency remain true. These guides enable disciples to skillfully deflect blows, regardless of their opponent's strength. Yet Jeet Kune Do continues to evolve, integrating new techniques to meet our changing world. Amidst this change, Bruce Lee's essence remains intact, guiding disciples in their journey. As we move forward, we eagerly await to observe how Bruce Lee's philosophy and Wing Chun will continue to evolve, adapt, and inspire in the cycles to come.